It's 13.
So everybody, good morning. We were talking about the systems of the body, and you already know that there are 11 systems. There are 11 systems in the human body, and we talked about few of those and stopped here. One important system is the cardiovascular system. If you see the name cardiovascular, cardio is heart, vascular refers to the blood vessels, right? So heart and the blood vessels. What are the blood vessels? Arteries, veins, capillaries. Okay? So those are the parts of the cardiovascular system. Now, your heart pumps the blood, right? So when the heart contracts, blood enters into the blood vessels and circulates throughout the body. So cardiovascular system helps in blood circulation throughout the body. By the pumping action of your heart, the blood circulates inside the blood vessels. That means inside the arteries, inside the veins and capillaries. Okay? Why blood circulates? Blood transports the chemicals. Okay? Blood moves because it transports chemicals. Which chemicals blood transports? Oxygen, carbon dioxide, those gases, right? You know that blood transports oxygen and carbon dioxide. Blood transports nutrients, right? Blood transports metabolic waste. Toxic chemicals, those are produced in the body. So, transportation is the function of the blood. And blood circulates throughout the body. Lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is responsible for immunity, defensive functions of your body. Lymphatic system has lymph organs. What are the lymph organs? Small lymph organs are called lymph nodes. Okay, so lymph nodes are small and many in number. Large lymph organs are tonsils, thymus, spleen. Okay, so these are large and only few. We have 3 pairs of tonsils, 1 thymus, 1 spleen. So these are the lymph organs. Also, lymphatic system has vessels, lymphatic vessels, and a fluid circulates inside the lymphatic system, and that fluid is called the lymph. So lymph is the fluid. This is the fluid that circulates inside the lymphatic system. Okay? So these are the parts of your lymphatic system. And lymphatic system is responsible for what? Immunity. just know that two components that fight against the antigens are antibodies and lymphocytes. Okay? So these are the two main warriors present inside the lymphatic system: antibodies and lymphocytes. They mainly fight against the microorganisms or antigens that enter into or invade into the body. Is it clear? Okay. Respiratory system. Respiratory system is responsible for the exchange of gas, oxygen and carbon dioxide between the blood and the lung, and blood and the tissue. Not tissue. Tissue is so between the blood and the lung. So respiratory system is responsible for the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between the blood and the lung. Number one, gas exchange. Number one, make sense? In the lung. Number two, inhalation and exhalation of gas. We inhale and expel the air, right? Because of the respiratory system. It helps to inhale the air and expel the air. So those are two main functions: gas exchange in the lung and respiration or breathing. Digestive system. Digestive system is divided into two parts. So whole digestive system consists of two parts. One is called GI tract or gastrointestinal tract. Okay? And another is accessory organs. Okay? So the digestive system consists of a GI tract or gastrointestinal tract and accessory organs. GI tract is a long tube, continuous tube from the mouth to the anus. So, mouth to anus. It's a long, continuous tube. It has different parts, starting at the oral cavity, right? That's the first part. Then you have pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine. I'm repeating again. You can write it down. First part is what? Mouth. Then you have pharynx. Okay, here. Then you have esophagus, a narrow tube. And then stomach. Then small intestine. And last part is the large intestine. Okay? So those are the parts of your GI tract. It is a continuous tube. In some places that tube gets narrow, right? Esophagus. Sometimes it gets very wide, like a stomach, right? But it is a continuous tube. Some places narrow, some places wide. Small intestine again long, narrow. Large intestine is wide. Okay? So that is the GI tract. Accessory organs include liver, pancreas, gallbladder, okay, teeth, tongue. So those all Now, the functions of the digestive system, its name is digestive system, right? So, digestion is number one. So, one important function is digestion. What is that? Breakdown. Very simple. Digestion is breakdown of food. Okay? Very simple. And digestion starts in the mouth, right? After you put the food in the mouth, you start to break it, right? Crash it, chew it. So that is number one. Number two, absorption. From the intestine, the nutrients or food molecules are taken into the blood. You know that, right? The nutrients, the food is taken into the blood. So that is absorption. Nutrients or food molecules are taken into the blood from the intestine. Is it clear? So that is absorption. So now blood receive the nutrients. Number three is metabolism. Metabolism, after the blood gets the nutrients, most of the nutrients are taken to the liver. So most of the nutrients go to the liver, where first metabolism occurs. And nutrients are converted to, nutrients are converted to ATP that gives energy. So that is metabolism. Metabolism is the process by which the nutrients or food molecules are converted to what?
ATP.
And that gives energy. Okay, so that is metabolism. And those foodstuffs are not taken into the blood from the intestine. They will get out as feces, and that is the excretion. Okay? Those foodstuffs remain in the intestine, will get out from the body as feces. That is excretion. So those are four important functions of your digestive system, right? Digestion is the breakdown of food, right? Absorption, the food molecules are taken into the blood. Is it clear? Then most of the nutrients are taken into the liver first, right? Where first metabolism occurs. And what is metabolism? Nutrients are converted to ATP. ATP. Is it clear? To give energy. And excretion is the removal of the stuffs remain in the intestine. Urinary system is the major excretory system of the body. Most of the metabolic wastes or toxic chemicals get out from the body through the urine, with the urine. And you know that your urinary system produces urine. So, now, what are the parts of the urinary system? Urinary system consists of two kidneys, two ureters, one urinary bladder, and one urethra. Okay? So, just simple way to say that kidneys do what? Produce urine. Very simple. Kidneys do what? Produce urine. Make sense? Okay. Then ureters, those two tubes come out from the kidney. They transport urine from the kidney to the bladder. Is it clear? So ureter is the tube that takes the urine from the kidney to the bladder. Okay? then bladder holds the urine for few to several hours. You know that, right? Bladder holds the urine. Otherwise, you know, kidney is continuously producing urine, right? If there is no bladder, then what would have happened? Urine would continuously get out from the body, right? That is very uncomfortable, right? That would be very uncomfortable. So urinary bladder is very important. Kidney is continuously producing urine. Urine is continuously going to the bladder, but bladder is holding it, right? Storing it. And when you desire, you can excrete through the urethra. So urethra is the tube that takes the urine from the bladder to the outside of the body, to the atmosphere. Is it clear? Now, urethra part, the last part, is different in male and female. Only the last part, urethra. In male, the urethra is much longer than the female. We'll talk about that in more detail when we study the urinary system, okay? So, those are the parts of the urinary system. Now, the main function of the urinary system is excretion of metabolic waste like urea, ammonia. Have you heard those? Urea, toxic. Ammonia, toxic chemical, okay? They get out through the urine. Number 2, regulation of blood volume. You know, if you drink a lot of water, right? If you drink a lot of water, urinary system produces more urine, right? Because your body, when you drink a lot of water, your body amount of water goes up, right? In the body. And urinary system will do what? Will excrete excess water from the body. Make sense? If you don't drink water for a couple of days, what will happen? The volume of urine will be very small, right? Highly concentrated urine. Because urinary system, in that case, will try to preserve the water in your body, will not let it go, get out. Is it clear? So, by regulating the volume of water in your body, your urinary system regulates also the blood volume. Make sense? When you drink water, water goes to the blood volume goes up, right? Urine, more urine is produced by the urinary system. Is it clear? This is very simple. You all know that. So, the volume of blood must be maintained. Why? If blood volume goes up, then blood pressure will go up. Okay? So, you see, they are all linked, right? Water intake, blood volume, blood pressure. Make sense? If you drink a lot of water, your urinary system doesn't produce excess urine, then blood volume will go up. Blood pressure will go up, but that doesn't happen because the urinary system produces more urine to excrete excess water. Do you have any question?
What condition would cause it so that
Which condition?
your blood pressure would be higher?
Yeah, if you have kidney disease, right? Kidney cannot produce enough urine, right? You are drinking, but kidney cannot produce a lot of urine because kidney failure, like chronic kidney failure, right? Kidney is not functioning properly, right? So in that case, the water in the body will build up, will increase, right? So blood pressure will go up, edema. You will see fluid accumulates in the body. Okay, so that is another important function. Regulation of pH of your blood. Just know that this is important to know. if hydrogen ion concentration in your blood increases, that means pH goes down. So opposite relationship. If hydrogen ion concentration increases in the blood, that lowers what? The pH. This is very important. And lower pH means acidic. So this relationship is very important, okay? Everywhere. Now, you see, if for some reason in your blood the hydrogen ion concentration goes up, then your blood will move towards acidic, right? Which is not good. You know that, which is not good. Acidosis will occur. So in that case, kidney should do what? Excrete excess hydrogen ion through the urine. Make sense? Just keep it normal. So very simple. If hydrogen ion in your blood goes up, kidneys will excrete excess hydrogen ion from the body through the urine. So pH will be maintained. Make sense? So that is another very important function of your urinary system. So those are the main functions of the urinary system. Excretion of toxic chemicals like urea, uric acid, ammonia. Number 2, regulation of blood volume, blood pressure, water in the body. And number 3, regulation of pH, maintaining the pH. Reproductive system. Reproductive system is the only system which is completely different in male and female body. This is the only system which is different in male and female. You all know that. First, the male reproductive system consists of primary reproductive organs are testes. Okay, so testes are the primary reproductive organs in male. Why we say testes are primary reproductive organs? Because the sperm are produced by the testes. You all know that, right? Sperm is produced by the testes, and the sperm is essential for reproduction, right? Sperm and egg, both are essential. Without them, you cannot produce new life. Make sense? So that's why primary. Other organs of male reproductive system includes prostate, seminal vesicle, ductus deferens or vas deferens, penis, scrotum. So those are other structures or parts. But primary organs are testes. Female reproductive system. The primary, now you tell me, in female, primary reproductive organs are what? Yes, right, say it again loud. Ovaries, because eggs, right? We need sperm and egg. So in female, the egg or ovum is produced by the ovaries. So ovaries are primary female reproductive organs. Other organs include uterus, that houses the embryo and fetus, right? Uterine tube, vagina, mammary gland or breast, female breast, other structures like labius majus, labius minus, moon pubis, clitoris. So those are other structures. But the main or primary organs are ovaries, where the eggs or ovum are produced. The function. Reproductive system is responsible for reproduction. That's the production of offspring, new life, right? So, number one is reproduction. Is the main function, production of new life. And number two, production of sex hormones. Of sex hormones. So these are two main functions. This function is actually endocrine function of reproductive system. Sex hormones, testosterone in male, estrogen, progesterone in female. And this is the reproductive function by producing sperm and ovum. And ovum or egg. Okay? So this is the reproductive function, this is the endocrine function of the reproductive system. Okay. So those are the 11 systems in the human body. Is it clear? So we have gone through all those 11 systems. Two things are important here. One is important parts of each system, right? And few important functions. Those are the things you need to remember in this part. Okay? So, okay. Now, necessary life functions. Which functions are necessary for our life? Number one is maintaining boundaries. Maintaining boundaries is very important. Why? Because boundaries separate inside and outside. Two boundaries are present in the body. One is the skin that covers the whole body, right? You know, skin covers the whole body. That is large boundary that separates the whole body from outside. Number two boundary is the cell membrane, very tiny microscopic boundary. Skin is very large, big boundary that separates your body from outside. And another boundary is the cell membrane that separates inside the cell from outside. You know, these are the cells, and you have cytoplasm inside the cell, right? You know that, cytoplasm, and extracellular fluid here. And cytoplasm and extracellular fluid, these two fluids are different from each other. Okay? So inside the cell, the fluid, cytoplasm, is different than outside. And this is the boundary, cell membrane, that maintains the internal environment of the cell. Okay? So that is very important for the function of the cell, normal function of the cell. If the fluid can easily enter into the cell, then the function of the cell will be lost, will not be able to function normally. So those are two boundaries. One is large skin, another is very small, that is the billions of cell membranes. Movement or contractility is very important. Let me give you a couple of examples. You know, even when you are sleeping, movement is essential. Which movement? Respiratory, right? Respiratory muscles need to work, right? To help you to breathe. Another example, after you eat food, what happens? Food moves down, right? Food must move down by the contraction of the GI tract, gastrointestinal tract, right? So doing like this to push the food downwards and break the food. To break the food and move the food downwards, you need the contraction of GI tract. Is it clear? Okay. So you see, those movements are very important. Your heart must pump the blood. That is another example. Responsiveness is the ability to respond to a stimulus. The ability to respond to a stimulus. Okay? That is the responsiveness. When you do workout, exercise, okay, the respiratory rate increases, right? Heart rate increases. Why? Because metabolism increases in the body, right? So it needs more oxygen. That's why your respiratory rate goes up. You don't do it, right? It happens by itself. Happens by itself. So your body is responding to that changed environment. Okay? Right? Your body, when your body requires more, it will happen by itself. So that is how your body responds. If your body doesn't respond, then what will happen? Your muscle will need more oxygen, but it will not get oxygen, right? So it will get fatigued very quickly, right? Because it is not getting oxygen, enough oxygen. So responsiveness is very important. Digestion, I have already explained. Digestion is the breakdown of food, right? If the food we eat large pieces, right? We eat large, big pieces. Then we start to break, right? First in the mouth, then food goes to the stomach, right? Acidic secretion occurs, different digestive, secretion takes place, and then food becomes fine molecules. Okay? So, if food is not converted to fine molecules or nutrients, the blood will not be able to absorb it. Blood cannot take large pieces, okay? Food must be converted to very fine molecules. Those are called what? Nutrients. We always hear it, nutrients, right? It's fine molecules of food. So, then absorption will occur, okay? So, for absorption, digestion is essential. Breakdown of food is essential. Metabolism, I have already talked about that. Metabolism converts the nutrients of food molecules to ATP. You remember a few minutes ago I mentioned that metabolism produces ATP from the food or nutrients. So ATP is essential because your body needs energy. Your body needs what? Energy all the time. When you are even sleeping, your body needs energy, right? Because your heart is continuously pumping. To pump, heart needs what? Energy. Your respiratory muscles, your breathing, you need energy. So just think that not only when you are awake, even when you are in sleep, you are sleeping, your body continuously needs ATP or energy. Excretion. Toxic chemicals are being produced in the living body continuously because metabolism happens continuously and metabolic wastes or toxics are produced too. So those should be regularly excreted, mainly through the urine, most of the metabolic wastes. Also carbon dioxide we expel through the respiratory system, breathing. So excretion is very important. Reproduction. Now, in biology, by reproduction, we indicate two types of reproduction. One I have explained here by sperm and ovum, production of new life. That is reproduction, right? Most of the people, when you say reproduction, thinks this, production of new life, right? Offspring. But another reproduction in biology is mitosis or cell division. That is called cellular reproduction. So those are two types of reproduction in biology. One is new life, offspring, and another is cellular reproduction by cell division. Okay, and both are important. Just think that we are losing the cells all the time. What is the lifespan of red blood cell? Anybody do you know how long a red blood cell?
A day.
No, more.
48 hours.
Like 120.
Yes, 90 to 120 days, 3 to 4 months. Okay, you were close. Okay. So, the red blood cells are dying, right? All the time. And are being produced, new red blood cells are being produced, right, inside the body. We don't see that, but that is happening continuously. You know, also another example, sometime when your skin gets too dry, right, it comes off skin. So new skin is produced, right? So cell division is essential to replace the dead cells in the body. Is it clear? When you drink hot tea or coffee, the cells in your mouth die. Many cells die all the time. If you drink too hot, then you can feel that, right, inside the mouth. But after a few hours, it comes back to normal. So new cells are being produced. Is it clear? To replace the dead cells. So that is why cellular reproduction is important. Adequate growth of the body parts is very important. Your heart must grow in normal size. Your liver, other organs must get normal size. Too big or too small is not good. When heart grows, it should have its normal size. Not only that, the chambers, it has 4 chambers, the partitions, everything should grow normally. So normal growth is very important for the life. So those are the necessary life functions. Now, what do we need to maintain the life? Regularly or every time, what we need to get or what we need to maintain in the body. We just think simple. Every day we take what from outside?
Air.
Very good. And
Carbon dioxide.
food
Oh, okay.
and water, right? So we take air, sometimes we forget, right? So we take air, very good, because we need oxygen, right? We take food, water. So those are very important things we take every day. We take food because I have already explained a few times, I have mentioned that food molecules are called nutrients, are essential for metabolism. Why we take food as well as oxygen? Because oxygen is also needed for metabolism. So see here, we need nutrients and oxygen for metabolism. That's why we take these things all the time from outside. Okay? And for metabolism, metabolic reactions, we also need heat, adequate body temperature. So after metabolism, the outcome includes ATP, that is I have already mentioned, that gives energy. The most important thing we get from metabolism, we get heat. Metabolism produces heat. When you do exercise, you know that heat is produced in the body. We get dioxide is produced by metabolism, metabolic wastes, the chemicals, ammonia, urea, I have mentioned. We get small amount of water. So these are the things we get by metabolism. So we need to get food, nutrients from outside. We need to get oxygen from outside. We need to maintain body temperature, normal for metabolism. And what do we get? These are the things we get. Now, some of these are good, some of these are bad, right? You tell me, this is good or bad?
Good.
Good, because it gives?
Energy.
Very good. This is good or bad? Good. We need to maintain body temperature, right? If metabolism goes down, your body will get cold, okay? So this is good, right? To maintain body temperature. This is good or bad? What do we expel? If it is good, we should not expel it, right? So we expel it, right? Every time we are exhaling the air, we expel carbon dioxide out, right? So that is good or bad? This is bad. These toxic chemicals, bad, right? Water is good. We need water. That's fine. Okay? So you see, metabolism produces good and bad things. So you need to know why we take nutrients, why we take oxygen, and why we take water, because water is the main component of your blood, and blood transports the chemicals. And also, water is the site where most of the chemical reactions of your body take place. Water is needed for most of the chemical reactions. You already know, I believe that most of you have some chemistry background. If you put two dry things together, the chance of chemical reaction is very less, right? Low. If dry things you mix together, right? Now if you make solution of those two and then mix, reaction will occur immediately. Make sense? So you see that water is needed for most of the chemical reactions inside the body. When the chemicals are in liquid form, reaction will occur. Maintaining normal body temperature. Your body temperature must be in normal range. Otherwise, many chemical reactions will slow down or even may stop. You know that for chemical reactions, again, if you have chemistry background, for chemical reactions, optimum temperature. Have you heard that term? Optimum temperature. For that chemical reaction, we say this is the optimum. So for most of the chemical reactions, the optimum temperature is your body temperature. Okay? So that's why you need to maintain the normal body temperature. If body temperature goes down, hypothermia, the term we use, hypothermia. And why that is dangerous? Because many chemical reactions will get slow or even may get stopped. Make sense? So that is dangerous. So that's why temperature is important. Appropriate atmospheric pressure. It is very important. You all know that we live at the sea level because the oxygen pressure is good for us at sea level, right? Now if you go on the top of Everest, Mount Everest, what will happen? You will have difficulty, right? Breathing. That's why you carry what? Oxygen, right? When you go up. So at that level, the pressure is not good for us. Make sense? So atmospheric pressure of gas is also important. We cannot live on the top of high mountain. Okay, so those are the things we need for our survival and body functions. Now, the last topic, this is very important, homeostasis. Homeostasis is the process by which internal body environment is maintained. I'm repeating again. Homeostasis is the process by which what happens? Internal environment of your body is maintained. Now, let me give you an example. If your body temperature, so this is your normal body temperature, this range. If your body temperature is within this, it is normal.